was plugging this on the BBC, I called it, you like this, Rick, I called it the Liverpool to Chester and back again bike ride. Well, it's not bad, and it's changed, as all things do. It's improved as well. I mean, the weather's glorious today. It'll be glorious on the day of days as well, which is the 7th of July, 2013, 7th of July. Let's introduce Rik to you. Rik Waddon is, well, he's a Paralympian, but more than that, he's hiding his silver medal because he's the shy type, and he just wants to, well, polish it in private. Is that the idea?
That's it, yeah.
Hey? What was it like winning that?
It was an amazing feeling, you know, to do it in your home country as well. You know, not many athletes get the chance to do that on home soil, and I was lucky enough in my generation to be there and do it, and the feeling was massive. It was brilliant.
When did you know you were in the team? How did you find out you are going to ride for the country in London?
It wasn't until June last year, so it was just a case of training and doing all the times up to that point, and then, you know, the phone call came and you're like, tell me, and they go through a whole issue of things first, and you're like, just give me the news, will you?
So they made you wait?
Yeah, they tell you, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, oh, by the way, you've made the team, and you're like, brilliant, why didn't you tell me that first? So yeah, it was, you know, amazing feeling to be selected.
So do you think, because you're now a medalist, silver medalist, and a Paralympian, obviously you wanted to get to Brazil?
Yep.
Rio. Pressure already on you by you. I mean.
Yes, definitely. You know, I want to get there and get gold. You know, I've got a silver in Beijing and a silver in London, and I want gold. You know, and I see it as I'm 36 now, and I'll be 39 in Rio. So that's a good age, you know, sub 40, pick up a gold medal, and then maybe move into another part of the sport.
So this bike ride, this Liverpool Chester bike ride, which is actually wider than it's ever been in terms of the type of routes that we're going to be doing now, and inviting people of all ages. Well, a man who should really have turned up in his bicycle clips, but he wouldn't have gone with his suit, because he's here today, and that's Councillor Liam Robinson, who's a major mover, as it were, with Mersey Travel, who've been associated with this event for yonks. I don't know how long, you might like to tell me, but what is the attraction, if you like, for being so involved with something like this?
I think one of the main things is it's a major event in the calendar for Liverpool and the rest of Merseyside, and by able to give you the opportunity to use the Queensway Tunnel as a way of actually being part of that bike ride is a very special contribution that we can make. But it's more than just actually leasing the tunnel on the day and giving it over to the bike ride to utilise. It's actually about the fact we want to encourage more people onto the bikes, and we think by giving people the opportunity to have the unique experience of riding the bike through the tunnel, which, you know, you can't do every day, because, and you certainly wouldn't want to when there's cars and trucks going through, and the fact that it's going to be traffic free actually gives people a great opportunity to do it, and hopefully that will encourage them to use their bikes on a regular basis into the future.
Well, I wasn't joking, was I, when I said about bike clips and your best suit, because you've got a bike yourself.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, I rode into work this morning myself at 7 o'clock this morning. I was on my bike down from Wavertree into the office at Man Island, and I like to do that as regularly as I can. It's not every day, I have to admit to that, but it's a great way of getting about.
It is. Keeping fit, keeping mobile, you know, getting on your bike or walking, that's been your mantra for 150 years, hasn't it?
It seems to have been on, yeah. And you know, the benefits of physical activity are well documented, both in terms of physical health and also your mental health and well-being as well, and this event provides a great opportunity for people to actually engage and get involved in the event itself, but also in the countdown to the event to get involved in cycling as well, because in the city of Liverpool you've only got around about 20% of the adult population who are active enough to benefit the health. So 80% of people we're still working with to encourage to get them actually involved. And because there's so much fun and such a great atmosphere for the Liverpool to Chester event, we know that it will encourage far more people to participate. The other great thing it's done is we've set up a network of cycling clubs around the city. So even now, in the following 2 months, people are counting down to the actual event itself and are participating in Anfield and Everton and Kirkdale, etc., all getting ready for the special day.
Well, Clare House provides respite and care for children and young people up to the age of 23, and their families as well. And we look after families across Merseyside, Cheshire, West Lancashire, Isle of Man. So it's really great that this is covering all of the people that we look after, and so people out in the community will know of families that we help, and it's something that they can do in support of Clare House to give a bit back to us, which is great.
Now, are you on a bike on the day? Will I see you there in your lycra?
I would love to be, but we're going to be cheering our participants through the finish line. So I'll be there giving out bottles of water and cheering people along. But I'm a little bit disappointed I can't be on the bike, I must say.
It's a magnificent event for Clare House this, with 3,000 turning up, with massive media coverage around the world now. This is you're talking to Australia, America, and Arizona, Alaska, all at the same time. Do you realise that?
No, it's absolutely brilliant, and we just hope as many of the participants that are taking part do it in support of Clare House. It's a great event to get sponsored for, and we're a great local charity that really appreciate every penny that people can raise.
You were just touching on, and we'll just magnify it a little bit, Rik, the different routes, the different reasons why people with a bike should turn up. If you can't make it to Chester and you can't come back, no big deal. We've thought of that, haven't we?
We have, yes. There's a new route now from Chester, which is for the people that live in Chester, so they don't have to come over to Liverpool. They can actually ride from Chester and finish in Chester on a new route. There's also a family route that's just going to take in the tunnel. That's priced at £6 per person. So they can ride through the tunnel and ride back again with the kids. Nice, safe environment. Obviously, the tunnel is closed to traffic. So hopefully,
Delamere.
Hopefully,
yeah,
Delamere. I'm actually going to be riding a tandem, which is we're auctioning off a place to join me on the back of the tandem.
Oh, is that right?
Tell me all of that. Prize competition.
Yeah, what's ride on a tandem with Rik?
We're hopefully going to be riding through the tunnel to the rugby club, and people can obviously enter and into this competition to get on the back of the tandem with me. And then
what's the competition?
They'll be picked out of a hat.
It'll just be entered online through your entry,
and then hopefully you'll get picked out. One person will be lucky enough to ride with me. They'll be on the back, of course. I'll be on the front.
Are you any good on a tandem? Are you safe on a tandem?
Yes,
it's all right winning silver in the Olympic Games, pal, but are you any good on a tandem?
So much experience on the tandem. It's unbelievable.
How different is it? Seriously, I've never ridden a tandem.
It's like giving someone a seat.
I might even be your partner.
Like
I might even be behind,
and
geeing you on.
Just remember not to turn the handlebars at the back.
Oh, because we've got different ways then.
I'm doing the steering and the braking. The guy on the back, lady on the back is doing the pedalling.
Yeah, so is it different? Completely different?
Totally different, yeah. Just the size of the thing. The tandem, that is.
The wobble factor?
Yeah. I'm remembering there's someone actually behind you so I don't take off and ruin their legs on hills and stuff. So, but now I'm looking forward to doing that. And obviously it's going to raise some more money.
I think a lot of people will have already started to prepare for the actual event itself. We've still got a couple of months to go, so there'll still be opportunities to actually build up your fitness gradually, and really a big thing as well is on the participation of the event. So you can go at your own pace. You don't have to really be driving yourself to push yourself to the absolute limit. It is about participating in it, and I think the great thing will be, you mentioned earlier on about families being involved, whole communities being involved. To experience the actual event is really key to it, and the great thing from our point of view is the health benefits will come from that, from simply participating in the event at your own pace.
I rode through the tunnel last year when the ride was taking part, and that's the first time I've ever done it. I've always been through in a car, you wind the windows up because of the petrol fumes and stuff, but to actually ride through it's quite an amazing feeling. You've got that big descent, the one side, and then it plateaus out at the bottom, and then the next minute it ramps up in front of you, and you can't see the other end because obviously there's a couple of corners and stuff. So it's quite an amazing feeling, and you come out the other end and it's so bright. And obviously this year with the family ride with the kids, they can turn around and go back and do it again. So it's all good fun, yeah.
And it's well worth the effort, I would suggest, Liam, as well, that Mersey Travel allow us to get into the tunnel and use the tunnel to its maximum. It's one of the few events, really, that gives the tunnel a real kudos. I mean, people around the world will be wondering what we're talking about. Well, we're talking about going under the River Mersey. And how far is it? How far is it, that tunnel? You know?
Oh, it's about 3 kilometres. I wouldn't.
In pounds and inches?
What's that about? Just shy of 2, that, isn't it? Something like that. I'm not so sure. I was a metric lad myself rather than imperial when I was at school.
You know, so
but it's not. It's a significant distance, particularly when you're talking about the ascent coming back out again. So but it's a unique experience, and one of the things we're very conscious of is the fact that the Mersey tunnels are part of life here in Merseyside. So what a great opportunity to see them from a different angle.
This is in the Albert Dock in sunny Liverpool, England, UK, Great Britain, the world. So that website again.
So that website is www.liverpoolchesterliverpool.co.uk.
Be there.
Be there. Definitely.
In spirit, in mind, if you can't bodily.
Yeah.
Give them away.